What's going on, everyone? Average Player here. Ironically, I have my second time recording this because for some odd reason I was being recorded and sped up. So I'm gonna try to put everything back to normal real quick. Talk to you guys. Obviously, by the title of the video, you can tell it's frog, Spright, plus something else. A little bit of the goo. It's something I've had an idea on and been working on I just did that wrong. And I've been working on it on EDO Pro and playing with a couple of the guys from my locals to test it out. As in by a couple of guys, I only mean like 1 to 2 people. I don't want very many people to know what I was playing and go and spill what I was trying to do to everybody else. But I thought it'd be a good time to share it with you guys. But when the time comes and it comes time to show the goo, I'll tell you guys what the goo is. But like normal, main deck, extra deck, side deck, and everything's always a little different. If you guys hear a little hum, I am very sorry because my mini fridge is being humming. Spright, 3 blue, 2 jet, 2 red, 1 carrot. And in my opinion, that is just standard. I've seen builds take out the 1 jet or 1 red and put in another jet, which is just like the frog Spright version. This is obviously not just frog Spright. There's something else there, and I want to kind of like bait you guys into like not as like a clickbait, but I want to leave it as a surprise to what this deck can actually do. I've seen people cut out a red for a 3rd jet, but I like red in today's format because there's a whole bunch of monster stuff, a lot of monster negates, a lot of monsters being played, which helps with the board being broken, especially with how many negates this deck can put up, because I can tell you this deck can put up a lot of negates. In order to deal with every single one of my interruptions, my opponent's going to have to use like almost every single bit of their hand with a droplet. Or a good Dark Ruler No More, as long as I can't interact with it. So, we'll see. But here's to the water engine, 3 swap frog, 3 beaver, 2 angler, 1 mirror mage, this is like typical frog engine for Spright now because it's just so easy. Use gigantic, summon out swap frog dunk the mirror mage, add continuous revive this back, make toad. I do play Bestial Engine. It's only 4 cards, 1 Lubellion, 1 Magnamut, 1 Baldrake, 1 Drew Swarm. I feel like this is like a mandatory Bestial Engine if anybody's playing just a Bestial Engine. Obviously, mine's for interruptions, and it's also used as combo pieces and starts because this actually helps build into a board. This is interruption, this is an interruption. This is a way to get any one of these guys. And also because I don't play any of the branded spell or traps, this card is just a free light to be in graveyard to banish. That's literally it. I think it's just so genius. I like it. But for anybody who has a brain and 2 cents of knowledge can kind of figure out playing the Fiendsmith engine. 2 Engraver, 1 Lurie, 1 Tract, 1 Sanct. You can cut the Sanct if you want to. It's up to you. And play a 2nd Tract. I don't have a 2nd Tract. And I like Sanct. Sanct plus Engraver is way more than enough. Or Sanct plus other cards to go full combo. Excuse me, is more than enough. But that's my Fiendsmith engine. With the 3 Drew Swarm, that's 3. The 3 Bestials, that's 3 hand traps, and I play 6 more. 3 Ash, 3 Imperm, and then 1 Called By, which I always put in the hand trap section. As you guys always know from my channel, I've always played 3 Ash, 3 Imperm. It's my favorite. Spright spells, 3 starter, obviously. It's just basic mandatory Spright stuff. The Freezing Chains of the Ice Barrier, that's a continuous spell you add to activate it to revive your Mirror Mage. I don't see DD Crow being played as much anymore. I think it's more Bestials because of the Azamina and the Fiendsmith that people are worried about. So they're not really playing DD Crow as much. They're playing the Bestials. That's why I play the Bestials in here. With Mirror Mage being water, it doesn't really matter. Power spells, I only play 3 triple attack. I want to try to keep this deck as small as possible. I want to try to be able to see everything that I can. Triple attack I feel like is just super good. Obviously you can always trade it out for Droplet, which is in my side deck. but I like triple attack because it's also a good going second card. And then double cross is very mandatory. You have to play the double cross. Double cross is basically your play around Dark Ruler. You just activate the double cross in response to Dark Ruler, bring something back from your graveyard, and then you can negate with Desiree. Extra deck, Link monsters, you're going 1 Sprint, 1 IP, 1 Dark, 1 Moon, 1 Goddess, 1 Requiem, 1 Sequence, and the new Fiendsmith guy that I don't know how to pronounce. I think it's standard. This is at least standard for all Fiendsmith engines now. At least the Fiendsmith Engraver, Requiem, the Sequence, and the new guy, plus Moon is all mandatory. And then Goddess as well. It's basically just an extra little bit that you play because Moon into Goddess is still amazing. And even if you get rid of Moon, you can still go into the Goddess, which is... Go into the Goddess by getting rid of your opponent's monster, which is still cracked. 1 Necroquip, 1 Desiree. I don't play Caesar, which would warn me to get rid of Princess. It's because I'm still trying to figure out where Caesar fits. There's been some times where I kind of need the Caesar. So I might be playing Caesar tomorrow, which is Sunday, at my locals. Where if my sequence gets stopped, I do actually have a way to go into Caesar, which is still very good. I'm down to 2 copies of Gigantic Spright here. You could play a third if you want to, but I like to have an OTK in here. So there's Toad and Cat Shark, and then Typhon. To get rid of Typhon, you play Caesar if you want to. The Cat Shark's in here for the OTK if I'm going second. Gigantic Spright going 32, Cat Shark make it 64, and then swing with everything is just... It's generally more than enough. To the side, 3 Nib, 3 Phantasme, 2 Pank. I just like the Pank in place, but you don't have to play it if you want to. Some people don't like the card. I love it. If you're going to take the Pank out, because I also play a Harpy's Feather Duster, which is coming up here, 3 Droplet, 1 Duster. You take out the Duster as well. You can play Evenleys or whatever you feel like is necessary, but I like just playing the Duster because it's good for back row hate. And then 3 Judgment because you want to go game 3. You're going to be going first. If you make it to game 3, if you win the die roll, you're generally probably going to win the game. Game 2, if you end up losing game 1, game 2, you're probably inside in the Judgments. Because you do have a way to play around all the back row hate with how many negates you're putting up. So this is just basically most decks that need a normal summon, you just Judgment it and then they can't really do anything. But that's it for the deck profile. I'm gonna do an ideal kind of just... I'm gonna do Tracked. Zoom you guys out a little bit. An ideal opening hand, which is literally just Tracked and a starter. And if you want to be like extra nice, you can have a normal summon or something like that, but that's fine. To show you the basic combo, you start off, you activate Tracked. You add Lurie and pitch it. Lurie comes back, you link it away for the Requiem. Obviously, this is typical Fiendsmith stuff, so you don't really have to follow along very much. Requiem into Engraver. Right. Let's say we need to have a normal summon. For this combo, we need to have a normal summon, so let's just have a normal summon here. Which is going to be Beaver. Alright. So now we're ending where normal Fiendsmith play would be, I mean, obviously you can revive with Requiem or whatever, but that's always fine. Normal Beaver. Special Angler out because it doesn't matter. Link these 2 away, doesn't really matter. Into Sequence. Use Sequence. We're going to shuffle back all 3. to make Desiree. And then this is where it gets a little unique, so you link the Desiree and the sequence away. For the new guy, you use the new guy's effect to revive the Desiree, and then equip it, and then use sequence to equip it as well. So now you have a 5 negate Desiree that also gains so it's times 6. 6 times 6 is 36. So it also gains 3600 attack. You activate the starter here. I was to see if you just have a regular normal summon, you can do this anyway, because I do have one more monster on board, so it doesn't really matter. And you summon out blue. Now you're locked into the 2s. Blue is going to add you Jet. You get a special Jet. The Jet's going to add you Double Cross. Then you link these 2 away for Sprint. Doesn't matter where you put Sprint. Sprint's going to dump. The Angler is going to summon 2. XZ for a Gigantic Spright, because you still have 2 monster zones open, which is more than fine. Gigantic Spright is going to detach. Summon Swap Frog. Swap Frog, dump Mirror Mage. Mirror Mage effect. Add Freezing Chains. Activate Freezing Chains. Revive the Mirror Mage. XZ summon. They're totally awesome. And then you pass. And now I'm going to name off every single interruption that the deck has. So this is just basic combo based off of like God Hand. Right? So you got 5 negates off of Desiree. You got a detach to bounce off a Sprint when a monster special summoned. You have an Omni negate with Totally Awesome that also sets. And then you also have the Double Cross to steal anything off your opponent's field or graveyard. Or if they play the Dark Ruler, obviously you can also target something in your graveyard to attach it to Gigantic. Right? To also dodge Dark Ruler with Desiree. Right? If you also want it to be special, I guess. If you don't activate the starter at some point, you also get the Requiem in graveyard and equip the Requiem onto the Desiree, so it also has another negate, so it has 6 negates. But that's a little overkill. But that's basically the end board of what the deck can do. I feel like I made something that is actually really cool. Droll and Lockbird obviously isn't this deck's best friend, and somebody hit me with that earlier. But I was still able to put up decent. I was able to put up Desiree with this to make 3 negates and a Sprint. That was basically it. That was the end of my board. But I hope you guys liked the deck profile. I hope you guys liked the short little combo tutorial. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section, because this has been something I've been cooking up for a very, very, very long time. So I just want to see some support, know what you guys think, because this might be something that I'll take somewhere and do something with. But hope you all have a good day. See you later.